Good morning, little saints. It's Thursday. Can you hear that? It's Beethoven's Ode to Joy. Can you hear it? It's 12 minutes long. Too long for Commute Cam. Beethoven will allow it. This is day 4 of talking about the big questions, and someone, a new little saint to I Can Has Grace, Brooke, sent me an email and asked that I talk about joy. And I took an informal poll of 2 people, 3 including myself, trying to find out what's the difference between joy and happiness, because yesterday I talked about happiness. And I'm going to be the tiebreaker because one person said joy was more inner core state that you kind of attain and keep. It's not as fleeting as happiness. Happiness comes and go. The other person that I polled said the exact opposite. That joy was something that you experience rarely, and that happiness was more an inner state of being. Well, what do we do with that? Number 3, what's my? And then one person asked me, "What's my opinion?" And I'm not. I don't know how to come down on that. I think Beethoven. I think it depends on what faith you're looking at. I know that happiness plays an extremely important role in Buddhism and meditation, happiness, to achieve happiness. And I don't know that somebody have to educate me. Does it talk a lot about joy? Is that even a word used in that faith or in that practice? In Christianity, joy, I think, is probably the more permanent core feeling. Yesterday when I talked about happiness, I think what I was talking about I was talking about joy in those terms. Does it matter to have a distinction between happiness and joy? I don't know that it does. I do know there's a cool story about a perfume called Joy. I may not tell it exactly right. You may have to look it up on the internet, but there was a perfume developed during the Depression made out of a gazillion rose petals, and it was very expensive to produce and very expensive to buy. And people said, "You're crazy to come out with this new perfume during the Depression when no one can afford to buy it." And the developer said, "Women need this perfume in their lives," and they named it Joy. Pretty cool, and it sold like crazy. It worked. Huge marketing gimmick, or yeah, I'd have to say since it was a product, maybe. I don't know. I don't believe, again, that our happiness, our joy is connected with our material possessions, because I think the poorest of the poor can be happy, can be joyous, as long as basic needs are met. Food, clothing, shelter. And maybe I would throw in health care. Yes. So what do you think? Is there a difference between joy and happiness? And what would you name that difference? How do you make a distinction between the two? I'm going to throw it back to you, little saints, because I'm not going to answer. All right, that's it. Let's listen to a little more Beethoven. See if we can find a better spot. Maybe the end. Let's skip to the end. I can't skip. enough. Is it cheating to skip to the end of Ode to Joy? You have to build up to joy. Come on. This is it. Listen to this from start to finish after I hang up. Alright, that's it. Listen to it yourself. It's beautiful.